My name is Faye Viviana, and I am the founder of Hyph School. Welcome. Actors, let's talk about acting agents. This is one of the top questions that I get from my coaching consultations with actors, and it plagues actors at every single level. It's a huge part of an actor's journey, and today we are going to talk about it. I think one of the biggest mistakes that actors make is believing that getting an agent is some mysterious gatekeeping process where somebody in Hollywood randomly decides whether or not you are worthy, and then once you find this fictional perfect agent, your entire career is just going to bloom and you rocket to stardom. And honestly, not only is that completely wrong, but that belief can keep people stuck for years. I have seen it happen. Don't get me wrong. A good agent can absolutely open the right doors and get you game-changing audition opportunities. And equally so, an agent that is the wrong fit can stall an actor's career growth, and it can be a complete standstill due to them not being able to get you auditions, but that's just one small part of the equation. And I have seen actors spend years waiting to feel ready, to get discovered, waiting for permission, just waiting for someone important to magically notice them. Meanwhile, other actors, often actors who may not even be the most talented people in the room, are consistently building momentum, whether or not they have the agent of their dreams. Okay? Now, why? Because they're understanding something really important. Agents generally do not sign talent on sheer potential. You may hear stories about this happening, but those are usually outliers, and you just can't build a career foundation on hoping to be an outlier, okay? Agents sign talent plus readiness plus clarity plus momentum plus evidence, and more than anything, they sign proof of those things. So today I'm going to break down the top 3 ways actors actually get agents, not fantasy industry mythology, but real paths that actors use every single day. And if you stay until the end, I'm going to give you a practical action plan so you can actually start implementing these ideas immediately, which is always going to be the best. So let's jump in. Strategy number 1, be seen acting. I know that sounds really obvious, but a lot of actors are trying to get agents before they are consistently putting themselves into spaces where agents could realistically discover them by watching them act. You can't expect people to hire you as an actor if people can't see you acting, or rarely or never see you acting. Agents are looking for a few key signals: evidence of skill, talent, and castability. Momentum, actors that are doing things, active participants in the business. You want professionalism. They want to be prepared, dedicated to their craft, respectful of collaborators, on time, able to meet a self-tape deadline. They need to see growth trajectory. They want you to be ambitious, planning for growth, building skills, creating your own path. Actors are more than just like a headshot and a resume. They are artists with passion, skills, dreams, ideas, and agents are looking to find actors that align with what they think they can sell. Do they fit into the roster? Are they too similar to existing clients? Are they going to respect and maintain the hard-earned reputation and established relationship that particular agent has built over time with casting directors? Are they actually ready to audition for professional work? Will they deliver high-quality self-tapes and auditions on time, within the deadline? Will they behave professionally on set? They need to see you work, see your footage, meet you, and personally evaluate you to answer these questions. So where do these things happen? There's a few solid options. Number 1 is showcases, especially training showcases. Now, acting schools, conservatories, programs that bring industry professionals into the room. The great thing about showcases is that you get to show your skill as an actor live, whether that's in person or a lot of times these days it's on Zoom, but nothing actually beats getting to watch an actor work real time to evaluate whether you're the right fit for their roster. And showcases generally include a group of actors, which greatly benefits both sides because agents get to meet a bunch of actors all at once, And actors can invite a whole group of agents or managers all at once. And it's a much more efficient use of time than just one-on-one general meetings, especially for actors that are still establishing themselves and still building their resumes, don't have credits yet. Number 2, theater. Especially if you're in a market where theater communities are respected and interconnected. Again, there's no better way to get the attention of a talent agent than by finding a way for them to see you acting. Be discerning about this, of course. Invite agents to shows where you feel like your talents are well utilized, the show is of high quality, and the overall reputation of the show or the theater company is positive. There's really nothing worse than asking someone to sit through 3 hours of bad acting if you know the show is bad, so please don't do that. If you cannot find good theater in your area, then consider getting some talented friends together and producing your own show or showcase. Quality really matters here. Remember, this is your first impression. It counts. Number 3, film festivals. Not because agents are wandering around festivals randomly hunting for actors, they really aren't. But because filmmakers talk. And they talk to producers and directors and casting directors. And building those relationships with working people in the industry is massively helpful on multiple levels. So, your momentum compounds. One of those people may eventually refer you to an agent. They may hire you themselves as an actor, or they may just be able to vouch for your talent to help you get an opportunity. So don't underestimate the power of a strong network of people who are in the business and have seen your work and believe in you. Okay, a little bonus number 4, student films. Indie films, short films, proof of concept ideas, all of these create opportunities. They help you gain experience, grow your resume, and expand your network. You don't want to sit back and just wait for opportunities. So this is one of the reasons why I push actors so hard to creating their own work, because waiting to be chosen is slow. It makes you feel powerless and invisible, and it just puts your whole career at the whims of another person in a already very volatile and inconsistent industry, and that's miserable. Being visible speeds things up. Putting yourself out there, creating your own momentum, and having projects of your own to carry you forward during slow periods in the business is a game changer. I cannot recommend it enough. Some of the strongest career momentum I have seen comes from actors who stop asking, how do I get permission to build a career? And instead they're asking themselves, how do I create undeniable evidence of what I can do? Think about it this way. If an agent looks you up, what do they find? One headshot and an empty IMDb profile? Or do they find short films, some footage, a consistent social media presence, creative work, professional materials, evidence? This is what creates momentum. And the easier you make it for someone to understand what you bring to the table, the easier it becomes for someone to then say yes. So now here's a quick reality check. Not every showcase matters equally. Not every opportunity is going to matter equally. I would much rather see an actor do 5 really strong projects than 20 random crappy projects with 0 strategy. So quality does matter. Clarity of your casting does matter. Intentionality is always going to matter. But getting seen, doing quality work is the goal here. Okay, strategy number 2, referrals. Now hear me very clearly on this. Networking is not just collecting business cards, awkwardly forcing conversations at parties, or finding the most successful person in the room and asking them to hand you career opportunities. I would say that's actually the opposite of smart networking. Networking is one of the most misused and misunderstood pieces of an actor's career. I hear so much BS about who you know, but it's about who knows you and thinks your work is great. That drunk model at the after party is not hiring you on your next gig or getting you an agent. Really, I promise. Networking is a long-term trust-building exercise, a two-way street. It takes patience. It takes hard work and integrity. You should not expect a person who has never seen you do anything to be able to help you. And if a person comes along and tries to sell you that, they are most likely not being honest. So use your discernment. Referrals, quality referrals, happen when people trust your work enough to attach their reputation to your name. This is so important to keep in mind because when someone refers you to an agent, they are spending their social capital. They are saying, I believe in this person. That carries weight. So, where do referrals come from? Other actors, directors you've worked with, casting directors, coaches, producers, managers, agents referring to managers, managers referring to agents, filmmakers you have previously collaborated with, the people you worked with 2 years ago, people who saw you be professional on set, who can vouch for you being prepared, reliable, and easy to work with, not just talented, but professional. I think actors massively underestimate how much professionalism matters. Talent gets remembered, sure, but so does bad behavior. And reliability gets recommended way more than just talent, especially more than problematic talent. So I'm going to say that again. Talent gets remembered, reliability gets recommended. Be early, know your lines, respond professionally, follow through, be kind, be collaborative. Do not become known as difficult, egotistical, unreliable, or just any kind of unprofessional. People do talk. The entertainment industry may feel enormous, but it is shockingly small, and your peers matter. Everyone focuses on impressing important people, but that actor next to you in class, they might become a series regular. That PA on set, they might become a really big producer. That filmmaker making a short might direct a feature film soon. Build genuine, trustworthy, and meaningful relationships, not transactional ones. A referral from somebody who truly believes in you will carry so much more weight than 500 cold submissions. Which brings us to strategy number 3, cold outreach. Now, before people panic and cringe, cold outreach is not embarrassing or desperate. Cold outreach is just part of business. Actors are entrepreneurs. You are running a small, creative business of you, and businesses do outreach. Now, this is very important. Cold outreach done badly feels spammy, and there is a reason that you cringe at it. Cold outreach done strategically can absolutely work, especially with smaller boutique agencies or emerging agencies that are growing their rosters. But here's what a lot of actors do. They research the top 10, the big agencies everyone knows, and they don't bother to research deep enough to find out whether their specific submission mandates even align with them. They just blindly submit, they get it ignored, they feel defeated, and they quit. And then they tell everyone who will listen how hard it is to get an agent. Meanwhile, there are excellent boutique agencies building incredible careers with smaller rosters, more personal access, and potentially more individual attention. So the key here is that you need a strategy, not just blind volume. Research. Research is key. You look at their agency rosters, you look at their clients, their casting types, and you look for gaps. Do they already have 5, 10, 20 versions of you, or do you bring something valuable and differentiated to their roster? Look at whether or not they accept submissions. Do that research. Look at who they represent and see if you have connections to anyone who might be able to refer you who's already with them. Know who you are, know your casting, know where you're fit, then begin reaching out, and do not mass spam. Agents can tell. I made this mistake early on in my career because I genuinely thought, because someone had told me, oh, it's just a numbers game, and the more people you contact, the better. And while that misguided logic wasn't completely wrong, I actually ended up with agents who weren't really a great fit for me, which caused more frustration than anything else. Okay? So you want to be thoughtful, targeted in your approach, be professional in your outreach. And very, very importantly, do not submit before your materials are ready. Take the time to build a package that actually represents you well. Because sometimes actors just think like, I just need somebody to take a chance on me. Okay, but agents need specific tools. They need professional headshots. They need footage. They need some kind of resume. They need proof of training, a professional presence, clear casting positioning. You don't need to be famous, but you do need to be prepared. So if you want a little bit more guidance on headshots for every stage of your career, you can download my free headshot guide in the description box below. That's just a freebie for you all. Now, I want to give you an action challenge if you don't currently have representation. So, in the next 30 days, here's what you're going to do. Week 1, I want you to audit your materials. Look at your headshots, your resume, your reel, your self-tape footage, your website, your IMDb, your actor profiles. Get them organized. Get crystal clear on your casting and what you are offering. If you want to deep dive into what is your casting, I have a webinar on that. You can check that out. That's also going to be linked below. Week 2, research. Find these agencies. Go on IMDb Pro. Look for showcase opportunities. Look for theater opportunities. Find local film festivals you can attend. Find out what schools in your area have film programs and see if they have casting boards for student films. Build a spreadsheet. If you need help with that, I got a free download for you linked below. Research your casting alignment and then draft a thoughtful cold outreach email. I have a whole separate video about cold outreach just for this if you want to check that out next. Week 3, you're going to start submitting thoughtfully, personally, strategically, professionally. You're going to track your submissions and track your follow-ups. Week 4, start increasing visibility. Take a new class, create some work with your peers, collaborate on a quality project, and then audition for as many opportunities as possible that you can get on your own. Get into spaces where people can actually watch you do what you do. Momentum builds momentum. And I think one of the biggest mindset shifts that actors need is to stop asking, how do I convince somebody to let me have a career, and start asking, what evidence am I creating that shows that I am already building one? The actors who move the fastest are not waiting around for permission. They're just building on their own. And if this helped you to build, I want you to let me know in the comments. And I want you to let me know where you're currently stuck. Is it that you have no agent, that you're getting meetings but no traction? Or you're getting meetings but they say no? Or you're not sure what kind of materials you need, or if your materials are ready? And of course, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, the only way to book is through the email in the description box. I will never reach out to you first or ask you to contact me through WhatsApp or anything like that. Please don't get scammed. But I hope this helped you. I'd love to hear how it's going for you. And I will see you in the next video.